Hello friends, welcome back. From this step we are going to deep dive into the REST controller. We are going to deep dive into the REST API. So how we'll see uh, and how we will implement. Okay, we are going to see. You will see and notice how it is easy to implement the REST API using the Spring Boot. There was a lots of configuration was required to do using the Spring. How this Spring is going to solve, you will be seeing over here. So as per the Spring definition by the Spring doc, it's a convenience annotation that is itself annotated with annotation controller and annotation response body. Okay, so if you have worked on that Spring framework only, you must have used the annotation controller and annotation response body if you are going to make a class as a REST controller. But here in the Spring Boot, we don't need to annotate this two. We are going to itself use the annotation REST controller, and annotation REST controller will take care internally the annotation controller and annotation response body to render the data into the JSON or the XML format. Okay, and the other is it's a types that carry this annotation are treated as a controller, where request mapping method assumes annotation response body semantic by default. So you don't need to mention over the class, okay, to convert this into the response body or request mapping. All these things will be taken care by the annotation REST controller. So you will see only putting the annotation REST controller, all these things will be taken care by. You don't need to put all these things: annotation controller, annotation response body, annotation request mapping. Nothing you need to worry about. All these things will be configured by Spring Boot automatically. Okay. So Spring REST controller annotation is used to create RESTful web services using Spring MVC. So in the previous slide we saw what kind of Spring MVC internally it works, but while working on the Spring Boot you don't need to bother about that. So Spring REST controller takes care of mapping request data to the defined request handler method. So all these things will be taken care by REST controller. How the mapping will be done between the request data to the defined request handler method. All these things will be taken care by the REST controller. And once the response body is generated from the handler method, internally the REST controller will convert it into the JSON or the XML response. But for now we are going to mostly see the data in a JSON format, because this is what the purpose of the REST API, to make it lightweight, right? So let's quickly go ahead and create a REST controller in our program. Come over here. So we have this. Yeah, so let's create quickly a class, okay, and make that class as a REST controller to receive all kind of request from the client, right? So control N, okay, go to class, okay, and make a separate package like controller, okay, and put here, let's say user controller, user info controller, right, and finish. So now new class got created under the control user info dot controller package, right? Now we have to make a class at a REST controller, so that all the request, HTTP request, either it's a get request, put request, delete request, okay, all these things should be handled by this class. So this will be the front door controller of any kind of request, right? So how will you do this? So we just need to use the annotation REST controller. That's it. Okay, and all these things will be taken care by the REST controller. How the front door controller will work, how it will receive the request, all these things you don't need to bother about. Spring Boot internally manage all these things. How it will manage? Because you have already at the time of configuring this project, okay, if you see and go to the pom.xml, we have already added the dependency Spring Boot starter wave, right? And if you go to the starter wave, if you see here, there is lots of dependency are over here: starter validation, starter wave, web socket. So all those things is over here. If you go over here, uh, let's say all these things, if you see, if you can see, all the dependency are over here, added over here. So all these things have got downloaded. So if you go here, okay, and see in the maven dependency, if you see all the jar file that was required Jackson to convert the data into the JSON format, it's also over there. Spring Boot auto configure, Spring Boot starter logging, Spring Boot auto configure, starter logging, all these things have been already downloaded. So Spring Boot will take care all these things. You don't need to bother about that, right? So using just adding the REST controller, you are making the class as a controller class, front controller class that will receive all the requests. If you have worked on the Spring, that you are required to add the annotation controller, you will required, okay, to add the response body, but you don't need to add the response body and all. If you go to the inside the REST controller, okay, and if you see, this is what the REST controller has got implemented, right? Annotation controller, annotation response body. This is how you used to do using the Spring framework without Spring Boot. But you don't need to bother about this because Spring Boot has done for you already. You just need to use the REST controller and start writing the API, REST API. Start writing the method which will be bind with the HTTP request, right? So that's all about this step. In the next step, you are going to write the REST API, okay, and how the REST API will be mapping with your class method, how the method will come to know which HTTP request, for which HTTP request I need to be mapped. So see you in the next step. You have a time. Bye bye.